That looks good. Yeah, get that going. That looks great. We'll start with some bridging and start with you can start with your heels on the floor. You don't need to have the roller, but if you want it, you can. Sometimes I like to start with the heels on the floor so that I have less likely to cramp in my hamstrings. So listen to your body. Exhale up, good, and lower, and exhale up, and just start waking up. Notice if all four corners of your feet are anchored and have equal pressure. Notice if your knees are over your heels and not drifting in or out. See if you can feel each part of your low back. I'd say of every cue, that's the one that's hardest for people. Hi, Holly, come on in. We're doing some bridging. And we'll just do a couple more. It feels good to wake up the hips, the hamstrings, and the glutes in the back. Now stay up, the hips are level, and we're gonna take our fingers underneath our body and let this be a posture for 10. Breathe in fully through your nose. Neck is soft, jaw is soft. Gently release your hands and then slide one vertebra down at a time, especially your low back, which means your abs are helping you. Hug the legs into your body. Leave the feet up on a little table, and you can do a right and a left. Now this is the option. You can keep your ribs down. If you would like to add on, add your hands behind your head, and we'll take up to 20, which means listen to your body. So if you need to take fewer, that's fine. Belly in, but your head is up enough that you don't feel a strain in your neck. 10 more, 9 and 8 and 7 and 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And again, this time, happy baby, your head's down, your hands are on your feet. And I'm going to use the hands underneath the thighs to kick up. The hands can go to the front of the mat, but there is an option. So I'm going to show it a couple ways. Your hands can be on the floor, or you could put your arms down and like a pinky, a knife into the roller, you can push into it. So you can do hands down, or you can do the pinky side of your forearm down. Inhale, lift. As you get warmed up, you may be able to push yourself up higher. And then stay up. And hold 10. Good to see you again, Sheree. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. We're going to do 2 more sets, so rest in between and then come up again. Up 10. Everybody looks good. Neck is easy. Lower down. We're going to do 1 more of those. Get ready. Come up. Inhale. Hold 10. That feels so good. And then let that down. Now take a forearm plank. So I am going to move this out of the way for a moment, but our warm up would be curl the toes under, put your forearms on the floor and hold your basic plank. Look, you look good. Energize your knees. Perfect. 5 more, 4 more, 3 more, 2 more. Now side plank, pick a side. It doesn't matter because we'll do a 10 count on each one. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Lower your hip. We're going to do the other. 10 counts on this side. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Inhale, and then exhale, lower down. Now on this belly down. We're going to be doing hands beside our hip bones. So there is going to be a little alternating back and forth. The hands can now be beside your hip bones. And when you come up with your torso, your palms face the floor, and you can have your feet lifting off the mat. Breathe in and out. Awesome. And then hands can be on your low back. You can rest them or interlace them. Lift up. You can rest and change your hand position if you'd like, and then inhale, lift up. And then let's take a child pose or just windshield wipe your knees, whatever feels good. Now, spread out your hands like pieces of pie between the fingers, and your option is to do down dog. Hold for 5. If that doesn't feel good to you, you can do cat cow. Now, if you like, lift your heels, lower back, middle back, upper back. Do an inhale to go into up dog. Tuck your chin, upper back, middle back, lower back, down dog. Lift your heels, lower back, middle back, upper back, up dog. Tuck the chin and upper back, middle back, lower back. Now remember, it's okay if you want to do a cat cow. Bring it in, inhale, and exhale, tuck, and lift. Yep, yeah, listen to your wrist, girl. I think in the winter too, it's easier to be sensitive in the wrist, right? Now back down, a child pose, but if you can sit up on your shins or any way you want to, you can do that. Hold on to your hands and massage in a circle about 3 to 5 each way. Arms, wrist, and then take a hand forward and pull your fingers down and keep your shoulder down and your elbow long. You got it. Breathe in. And then try the other one, hands down. Nice. And we're gonna go into a forearm plank and do something similar, but it won't be as much articulation. You will feel your abs. So you're in a forearm plank. I'll wait for just a moment for us to catch up. Now you're gonna lift your hips and push them back. Now you're gonna come towards a forearm plank. Now you're gonna lift your hips and push them back. And then you're gonna go to forward plank. And up. And forward plank. And up and back. And forward plank. And up and back. And forward plank. And up. And forward. Now one more. Inhale. And plank. All right, now rest your hips. At this moment, you're in Sphinx. Hold for 5. Press your hands into the floor and go up if you would like. Now you can always stay just in a forearm plank, a forearm Sphinx. Now lower your torso and then lift up both thighs. Lower your legs and then lift up your upper body, either Sphinx or Cobra up. Good, either forearms or hands. Lower and then your torso, and then your thighs come up. Lift your upper body, let your hands assist you. And lower, good. And upper body, yep, legs, and then upper body. So this is at your own pace. And good, and then your legs, and your upper body. One more time, inhale, legs, and then upper body, and hold your place. So just wherever you are, 10. Nice, elbows point down. Nice, 4, 3, Rest it down and either a child pose or a windshield wipe. I'm going to pull the toes under on this one, so if you'd like to pull your feet stretch, you could pull your toes under. Back to a forearm plank. And from here, your option is to push forward through your toes and drop back through your heels. Thank you, Betty. I'll cue that on the next one. So it's forward and back 10 times. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Head back a little, Michelle, I think. 3, 2, and recover however you need. Thank you, Betty, for reminding me. Grab a sip if you'd like, and then we'll meet back into a side plank. The option in side plank is either normal side plank or to add a tree pose. So you could just come up, but you could also lift up a foot, 10. Now we're going to be doing this on the other side, so you could do a side plank, but you could also do a tree. Good. Good. 4, 5. Make sure you're not lowering your hips. 7, 8, 9, 10, and lower. Perfect. All right, go back to your forearm plank. And the possibility here is to add on a little left hip lower and then a right hip lower, left hip and right hip. Left hip, right hip. You'll feel some more obliques. 4 more, 3 more, 2 more, 1. Rest your pelvis, you're in Sphinx or Cobra, a higher swan. Neck is easy. Exhale, lower and bend your right knee and right hand to your foot or ankle. Now left hand to your foot or ankle. Now you could add on a push and lift up. It's okay if you're only on one hand or one foot, We're going to do it twice. Keep lifting. Yep. Recover for a moment. Go up. And push back, child pose. And then come to your arm on your side. We're gonna go with our both legs, go up and down with the obliques as your focus, but not the neck. So both legs up and down. Check your jaw, it's soft. Try 10 more. This should be working. If you look down your body, you see your legs. Now, if you want to add on, you can take 5 banana boats, and if not, just meet me on the other side, preparing to do the other side's double leg lift. So you choose. Good, or you could do more. Nice, I like it, Polly. Good, and 2 more. Ooh. We're going to meet on the other side. Some spinning. Both arms, or excuse me, both legs long. The arm is underneath your ear. And your jaw is soft, both thighs up. Exhale. Now, you could, this is up to you. You could keep doing this or lift a leg up. I like that one. Or you can come up 5 banana boats. And exhale 4. And up 3. And 2. And 1. And then meet me upright in a seated position. Now sit any way you want to. Go open and let's do a rotation over to the side. And open and go into a rotation over to the side. Now bring it to neutral here, arms open, and then over to a side. Your legs can be any way you want. I like all these little nuances. Go up, good, I love it, Shreen, and then over. Breathe it in. Really good job. Grab a sip if you need it. I want to have us do push-ups next, but I know that not everyone's wrist loves being on the vertical. So I want to offer a couple things. You could do a plank or you could do push-ups on the wall. So Karen, it looks like your wrist might be bothering you a little bit more. You might go up. Yeah. You can also do them on the hands and knees like you are. So box push-ups, knee push-ups, toe push-ups. Mix it up, push-ups, wall push-ups. Yeah, nice. Good. 6, 7, 8, 9. See if you can do up to 15, even if it means you do smaller ones. Shoulder blades are down the back. And recover. Nice job, guys. Now have a seat, and I'm going to encourage a leg out position. One arm up and back. One arm up and back. I know I felt like grabbing another sip too, Karen. After 15 push-ups, lift your heart. It's a thirsty job here. 10. This is for posture. 9. So elbows are soft. 8. Inhale. Nice. Now I'm going to have us take a possible reverse plank, but the other option is to do reverse table. So now the fingers face you. The reverse plank looks like this. The reverse table looks like this. 10. Possibility could be a leg lift. 2, 3, Shreen, I thought you might take that. 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah, do what you need to. 8, 9, 10. Now have a seat however you'd like to. And let's take both the hand stretch that you didn't do earlier, so the palm stays forward, fingers pull down. Reach your hand forward, and then the other one. Yep. Nice. And then if you can, one cow face stretch. So one arm's up like an elbow towards the sky, one hand's coming. This is also for posture. Here, you can sit however you'd like. I'll show another position. Other side, so switch it up. Yeah, lift the chin once you get there. Doing great. Yep. Now, come up when you're ready. I'm going to move my chair out. So see if you can come to your shins. Yep, grab a sip. Everybody's grabbing it, so let's do it. Grab a shin down position. My left foot's out, but you can do anyone. Fingertips kind of tucked at your temples, dip down. and dip down and dip down. Imagine you're in a toaster slot. Good, feel some of this if you're not sure with your hand. 5, yeah, 6, yep, dip away. 7, dip more if you need more. 8, 9. Okay, the next is to add a rotation, so dip and turn, dip and turn. 8, 9, 10. Now the hand, so for me, right hand down, the top foot goes further back. Try to reach, I've got my knuckles pulled under. That's another trick you can use to help that wrist. Lift up your heart. Keep pushing up. Now, don't move your legs, but come up to vertical and put your leg more in line so your hand can go down your shin. Same leg position, we haven't changed. You can add rotations here like you do in a half moon. This is called gate posture. Come up. Now switch it up. Fingertips by your temples, dip. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now check your wrists. They shouldn't be at all kinked or hurt. So fold them under if you need to. Fold your fingers under. Rotate. 3. You can dip lower if you need to. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we did a couple stretches. So one is fingers down, back foot. And what you can do is you can always put your hand on top of a foam roller or a block if you need. Lift up to your heart. Well, hello. Well, hello. All right. And the other is, hi, Catherine. And then we're getting ready to get off the knees if you want. We're just doing our last stretch. So if you want to do a standing half moon, up and over arm, act like I'm pulling your arm. You can add any rotation. So you could still do a half moon stretch and just not be on your shin. Yeah, perfect. You got it. Breathe in. And then let that go. If you would like another sip, grab it. We're going to do a little sideline, just some leg circles on the side. So take your arm underneath your ear like a pillow. I'm going to offer that you take your top leg up in the air and draw circles, but that you keep your bottom leg off the floor. That's going to add a little bit more balance issue. So if you want it harder, your bottom leg is off the floor as well. 10 each way for the top leg. 10, 2, 3, 4. It's harder if you keep your bottom leg off the floor if you would like that option. Now we're going to take this top leg forward and let the bottom leg do 10 circles. Point your bottom toes and do circles. Now do flexion the other way. And now go to the other side and do circles. Let your arm be underneath your ear. Sorry, I gotta have him check a lump on her. Just go. So draw circles. and then you're going the other way. So I'll just mention I was in Florida for about 5 days over break, and I pulled 3 ticks off of her just in a really well-maintained place. So you guys up in Virginia, please watch out. The leg forward and then draw circles, 10 each way. Point your toes. Also, you're pulling your belly in. And then you're going to do 10 the other way. So what you're doing is 10 circles each way, top leg, bottom leg off the floor, and you're doing 10 circles each way, bottom leg. Now, whenever you're ready, you can take your lying on your back position, ankle to thigh, and you can put your hand through that window. You can make it a little rock and roll if you want. You can lengthen that top leg and get a little hammy. Yep. You can move your ankles, you can do a hamstring stretch, you can do rocks. Inhale. And then try the other one, ankle to thigh, reach your hands to the window. You could add a hamstring stretch on the far leg, or you could add rocks or ankle rolls. Just enjoy. Yeah, I've got it in a figure 4, Catherine. I'm just throwing in this if you wanted it. It's totally optional. Breathe in. Breathe out. And we're going to be putting both feet down so that you have a bridge again. You guys remember how we warmed up with bridging? You can, if you would like to add on, put one foot in the air and do bridging with 1 foot only. But your backup plan would be like how we did in the beginning and just leave both feet down. You're trying to keep both hips level. Now pull your toes up, back on the top leg and do 10 more. Same leg, just pull those toes back. Go all the way down and up. Touch the floor, lift up. Now that leg that's in the air is down. Your other leg points up. Drop down and lift up. Drop down and lift up. And 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Flex the foot. 10, 2, 3, 4. Breathing. 5. Neck is easy. 6, 7, 8, 9. Now take your feet to your hands. Let your knees be a little bit wide, and you might even rock here. And then we're going to head to a side plank series. Your forearms can be on the mat. You're going to take your top arm up and over. So get ready. Go up and over. Touch the floor if you want to add a bonus stretch. 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, and 10 on the other. So let your forearm be down. Take your 10 lateral flexions. This hand starts at your thigh, but then it goes over, and you lift up with your exhale. You can try to touch the floor if you'd like. 3, good. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we're going to the other side plank. We're going to do thread a needle. So let this arm thread a needle. Go up with your top arm, and when you feel steady, stable, thread. Your hand can even go behind you right here, so there's a shoulder stretch. Nice job, guys. Take your legs like a V. Open your arms like a T and stretch. Karen, did I do both sides? I didn't. If I didn't do both sides, did I do both sides, you guys? Do I need to do the other? Okay, do it. Thank you. Do the other side. I had a little brain thingy. I felt, and I'm sorry, I'll just tell you, I felt a knot on Astrid's head, and she was bitten by 3 ticks in Florida. So I texted Erin to make sure, and that was on my mind. I apologize. You know, I was sick for 3 really bad years with that tick disease, so I have a little post-traumatic stress syndrome. And I don't want you guys to get it. So thank you. And lower. Now, Karen, we're good. Both sides. You guys help keep me on track. I love it. Yeah, good. Now, this is more like stretchy strengthening. I call it's the saw. It's a classic Pilates. What you're going to do is try to keep your hips level, because even when I reach, my opposite hip is thinking of getting off the ground, but you don't want it to. You want to feel stretch. Also, you want to try to reach your arms apart like someone's pulling your wrists, like you're an eagle. Big wingspan. Stretch, 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 and stretch. Now this is you can make it wider if you want. This is just going to be both hands reaching to whatever you can do. Maybe your thigh, maybe your calf, maybe your foot, and stretch down. I'm going to add another stretch with this. Take your arm on the inside. Take your other arm up and over. I'm going to pad up my heel. Yeah, so your bone doesn't like the floor, just pad it up. 10. Come up and over. Now the one arm's on the inside, but a modification would be to let that inside hand be on the outside of your thigh. You just want to feel like you can focus on your stretch. Now inhale and come back up. Perfect. Grab a sip if you want. We're going to do a side plank, but with arm circles on the top arm. Take your elbow down, and once you're up, your top arm, make sure you have enough room, goes around. Big 5 circles. Circles are for range of motion. Make sure there's no pain or clicking. 5 the other way. 5, 4, 3. Now we're going to go to the other. So side plank, 5 big circles. Breathe in. First you get your stable plank. Once you feel stable, you take this huge circle. 5, 4. Now the other way. Awesome. Now, when you're ready, have a seat. The possibility here is to lift up your feet and hold on to your legs. This is a hard enough pose a lot of times. Teaser, you can let go and you can lengthen for more. 10. Yeah. Yeah. Perfect. And then let go for a moment. Take a moment. Your 2 fingers can hook around your big toe, and your big toe can hold onto your fingers. What that does is activate your arch. You got it, Shree. Well, you got there first. All right, let me turn to you. This is funny. So shoulder blades down the back. Now stretch through your knees. It's a stretch too. Possibly come in, narrow. And how about 3 to 5 of these movements? 3. All right, let your feet together and let's do bound ankle. This is a stretch for the inner thighs that are a little near the pectineus, near the pelvis. So push down if you want. Relax your neck. Now, I want to give an option on this next one. You could either do a side plank or you can do Maldrasana. Maldrasana is on your hand, that's why I'm offering it. So I'm going to show you both, but side plank on your forearm would look like this. Side plank would be on your hand, back foot behind you and lift up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, good. 4, 3, 2, your hip comes down for safety, and then you go to the other side, either side plank forearm or side Maldrasana, which is the hand and then the foot. Good. 10. Oh, that's another way to do it, Michelle. Great. 3, love it. 4, 5, 6. That's what you're doing. 2, Catherine, love it. 7, 8, 9, and then relax. So let's do a couple more wrist stretches. One is going to be just interlace your finger and lift up. I'll show you from the side. Lift up, breathe in. You can sit any way you want to. Another is going to be prayer pose, either in front of you or behind you. Nice. Feel that stretch. Good. This one's the full arm stretch, so go out, tuck your fingers under, and then act like I'm pulling your wrist behind you, but without poking the head forward. Now hold that image, but flip your palms the other way. So everything's the same, yeah, except for flip your palms the other way. Nice, and this is just knocking on the door of life. Just let it sway. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now, if you have a foam roller and you want to do this one with your foam roller, you can. If you do not worry. You'll be okay with the forearm plank and no foam roller. But if you're doing the foam roller, it goes on the leg end. Your forearms are down, and I'm going to show you a plank. Good. Yeah, I should be queuing more drink. Thank you, Polly. I'm going to do it on this next one. So you're in plank. That could be all you do. If you're going to add on a foam roller move, bend your knees and then put them straight on that plane, like inchworm. Now, another move you could do without the without the foam roller is to put one knee under at a time. So I'm going to do the bend the knees, 10 total, and I'm looking and everybody's looking good. 5 more. Nice. Rest. The next, grab a sip if you need it. The next one can be done with a roller or not. It's going to be a diagonal hip lift. So your forearms are down. If you've got a foam roller, your hips go a little left and you roll out your shins, and then you do plank and do a little right. If you don't have a foam roller, you go into a dolphin, which is an upside down V, but you add that little oblique. Good, Polly, that's exactly what I mean. 6 more, 5 more, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. The next one is going to be an inchworm, a little bit diagonal to the left elbow, plank, and then right elbow, or it's going to be plank, normal, or it's on toes, or it's going to be right knee and left knee in. So you choose. So one way to do it with the foam roller is knees go to the elbow and then plank, knees go to the other elbow and plank. Plank is a perfect option on any of these for modification without a foam roller. And try 6 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Recover. Now, we did these earlier without the foam roller. If you would like, you can do it with the foam roller or without, but we're gonna shift forward and back. So go to plank. Either you're on your foam roller or you're not, but you're gonna go forward an inch and back an inch. Forward an inch and back an inch from your shoulder joint. Recover. You guys are doing great. The next one's pretty tough. I'm just going to tell you what it is first. You're going to hip extend, right, left. So I'll show you what I mean with or without the roller. It's a tough one. That's why plank is your modification. You could lift. I mean, just an inch, just inch off the floor. So 10 of these, right leg, left leg, right leg, left leg. Neck is easy. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, recover. All right, now we're going to take a big fat stretch. Hamstring. You can do this with something under your head for a pillow if you need. You can do this with something underneath your sacrum if you need. If you want, I mean, it's not a need. You can do this with a Dynaband in your hand, around your foot. Have fun. What ways work best for you? You know you. We're going to do a few variations here. So we're going to go across. This will be real good for your knees, Catherine. Across the midline. Yep, good, Betty. Take it out a bit. And Catherine, if your leg will straighten, do it. Apparently my quad's tight today. I biked a couple times this week and maybe they're just a little tight. So switch it up. But if you can straighten your leg, do. So lengthen. Try that leg going across the way a bit. Try that leg going out a bit. Now rest when you're ready, or release that strap and release the foam roller and grab your right leg in the air or place it in the air and draw circles with the intention of keeping your ribs down on the mat. 2, 3, enjoy. 4, look how nice it feels when your hamstring is stretched out. 6, 7, 8, 9. Now go the other way. It's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now before we switch sides, take that leg and just do a few point and flexes as if you're articulating through your foot. So we're going to add on a crunch with your foot and a spread out your toes. A crunch with your foot, spread out the toes, crunch with your foot, spread out your toes, crunch, and spread and spread and spread. Now take your other leg down, the other leg up, hands frame your face, draw a circle, and feel your ribs down on the mat. Now feel your shoulders relax. Go 10 the other way. Breathe in and out. When you are done with your 10, hands are underneath the thigh and point and flex your foot. Think about how big a range of motion can I get in my ankle? Feel your other leg rest. Then we add on, it's like you're articulating. You spread your toes, you crunch your toes, you spread your toes, you crunch your toes, you spread and you crunch. You spread, and it's one foot different than the other. My left toes need a little bit more attention. So you might notice that too. So spend a little more time on that. Then you're going to try to spread them out, the toes, spread them out. It's okay if your other toes are spreading out as well. That's okay. Spread them all out. Now both legs are going to come up and spread your toes out. See if you can see the ceiling between your toes. Spread them out as wide as they can. Now hands beside your hips and glue the legs together and do 10 of these corkscrews where you draw a circle on the ceiling. A modification, Karen, you okay? A modification would be your knees are bent. So circle, glue, circle. Yeah, good, Shireen, you can add that hip lift. And 4, you sweet girl. 3, and see if you can make it even. In other words, you've done as many clockwise as you have counterclockwise and hug. Now your left leg's going to go down and your right knee's going to go across. Your right arm's going to go out like a T. Stretch it out. If you need a, like if you know you'll get cooled down because we're going to stretch, you can grab a little sweater or your shawl or whatever you're using, sweatshirt. But you're going to do a hold for 10. Slow count of 10 in your rotation. Yeah. You're good, Karen. I just got to throw on a jacket. You know, it's only in the 50s here. Your palm is open towards the sky. And then inhale, take it to the other side. And I like to use my hand to help that knee stay down, sort of like a paperweight. Your other arm could do some circles. It could be just getting some mobility. Let me see. Yeah, Catherine, that looks good. Your palm's going to end up facing up. Now we're going to come back to a side position for most of us. I'm going to show you a couple options though, because you might want to do a quad stretch on your side where your foot's behind you. Betty, you usually like it where you're on a foam roller and you're on a sacrum on one end and you're on your head on the other. Catherine, I think that's the best one for you. I don't want to force your knee somewhere it doesn't want to go. So you have you have so many options here, but in any of them, you do have a little rib pull down and you do have a little pubic bone pull up so that your low back doesn't get more arched. Rest the shoulders, rest the neck. Now breathe really low in this area of your body, your lower diaphragm. And you can close your eyes here and just really lengthen the inhale through your nose. Lengthen the exhale through your nose. As you're ready, calmly transition, and you could be on your other side now, holding on to your foot. Maybe you're on the foam roller and you're switching it. Let me see how you're doing, Catherine. Good. When you get there, you can pull your rib down a little and your pubic bone. Karen, that looks good. Betty, that looks good. Good. Michelle, you notice your shoulders also getting a stretch, and that's helpful for posture to prevent rounded forward shoulders, rounded forward upper back. Breathe in. You can let your eyes close too, and breathe out through your nose. Now we're going to put our legs up on a wall as a possibility, but if you would like to add on the foam roller or the yoga block underneath your safe, it'll help decompress your spine. And you can also just put it up on a counter or do a shavasana. So that looks good, Polly, the way you're heading up. Just something where you can put your feet up, and then you try to rest your eyes or close them and breathe in fully through your nose. And give your mind a rest. It's all day generally trying to figure out things or going over the past or figuring out the future or like problem solving. So we're going to be in it's like you're cleaning off an eraser. You're using an eraser to clean a board. You're just cleaning the slate. Let the breath just clear your mind. Just give it some replenishment, some nourishment. There's nothing it has to do. There's no one you have to be. There's no role you have to play. Just rest for a moment. It's going to feel great. Give your breath an energy of peace and send that peace throughout every cell. Infuse your body with the image and the energy of peace. All is well. And relax. We're going to slowly wake up our fingers and our toes. Make our way up to a seated. Sukhasana is the name of just the easy posture. You can let your hands go to your heart. Neck is soft. And we'll do a breath into the nose and fill up your body. And we'll have an energy of peace. Do an energy in. And an energy of peace. We'll do that one more time. An energy of peace into the body. And we'll do a little mantra that I like. If you like it, go with it. If not, just stick with peace. Everything is always working out for me. Everything is always working out for me. Everything is working out for me. I'm going to go through my day and notice how many little things and how many big things are working out in my favor. I'm going to really give my focus to all of the good. Everything is always working out for me. With so much appreciation. Thank you guys so much. It was so good to see you. Good job. I hope I see you tomorrow. I'm going to send you an email, but an 8:30 opening opened up on Friday, and I was offering you a free class at 11:30, but I know a lot of you like it if I have an earlier time open. So I'll send you out an email to see if Friday's free class, that if you guys could do it at 8:30, if that's good, because I know you tend to like it. But I'll send an email. So, all right, so think on that, and I'll see you later. Bye.